What's up guys? Welcome to my new channel. My name is Kira. I have another channel on YouTube, so if you want to go check that out, I'll link it below. It's more geared toward college students, as where this channel is more geared toward like teachers, in-home daycare providers, parents, families, because I am a preschool teacher. I'm 22 years old. I'm a senior in college. This year was my first year teaching preschool. I had a class of 10 amazing students. Right now it is the summertime, and all year pretty much I worked on starting my own in-home daycare for the summer. This is my daycare room. I have actually been open for the past 2 weeks. So today's video, for my first video on this channel, I'll tell you a little bit about my program before I get into like the pros and cons that I want to talk about. My daycare specifically, I only take children ages 2 to 4. So preschool age children, they have to be potty trained. So I don't have like diapers and stuff, simply because the space is not big enough. It's not that I just don't want to change diapers, it's literally because we wouldn't have anywhere to dispose of the diapers properly, so that it wouldn't smell up our whole room. And they bring their own lunches. Oh, and I only take up to 6 kids at a time. So I do have 10 kids signed up for the summer, but I can only have 6 in my house at any given time. But my program's more, it's less like a daycare and more like a preschool setting, where we do like crafts, we do science experiments, music time, we do some yoga, we go outside and play, story time, circle time, all that stuff. We have centers, like learning centers. We do a lot of things that they would be doing in preschool. That is kind of how my program is set up. I am 2 weeks in, and now I feel like I'm getting into things, I'm getting into a routine, I'm starting to learn what works, what doesn't work, what's good, what's not good for my group and my space. Every in-home daycare is different, every provider is different, but these are just pros and cons for my specific situation. Now that you know a little bit about my program, I'm going to dive into the pros and cons of in-home daycare. I'm going to do the pros first and then the cons. The first pro I could say is the money. I actually make more so far doing this than I do at my teaching job. But money kind of plays into the cons a little bit as well, which I'll talk about later. Money could also definitely be a pro as well. So working from home is definitely a pro. Some also would consider this a con. It really is up to personal preference, but to me, it's more of a pro than it is a con. Working from home is nice because you don't have to commute in the morning, you don't have to sit in traffic, you don't have to wake up an hour earlier just to get ready for work and then drive there and stuff like that. Basically, I can come down here, I can prep for the next day that night, and then I can sleep in longer in the morning and just wake up, get dressed, walk downstairs, and I'm at work. It can definitely be a pro in that sense. Another pro is you are your own boss. Again, some people could view this as a con as well. For me, it's definitely a pro. I have found that I really don't like working for other people. I like to do things my way. I like doing things my own way. So having this outlet is just amazing, that I can just do things my way every single day. And I get to set my own policies, which is so cool. You get to choose your time off and like your holidays and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. I don't really take any time off. I'm taking 1 week off in the summer for vacation with my family. I get weekends off as well. I don't work on the weekends. It's nice to be able to choose your own days off and time off and things like that. Set your own sick days, like how many sick days do I get, how many personal days do I get. Another pro, and this is more for the kids, but is the schedule can be very flexible. Whereas preschool, at my school, we have a pretty strict schedule that we have to stick to because we have to share all the rooms in the school with all the other classes. When we go to the playground, we only have a set amount of time there, and then we have to come back in because the next class is coming out, that type of thing. So being able to have a flexible schedule, like say you take a trip to the park one day and they're having a blast there and you want to stay a little bit longer than you had planned, then you can, because you have a flexible schedule. You set the schedule and it's very flexible. That's really cool, and it's great for the kids too. Another pro is kind of tying into the flexible schedule thing and how it's good for the kids is that usually in an in-home daycare setting, you have a smaller group. Having a smaller group of kids gives each child a little bit more personal attention, which can go such a long way in their development. Pretty much all of the kids that I have this summer are from my preschool, and I knew them there as well, and I've seen such a huge difference in their behavior, in their work, much more focused, and having so much more fun, and they're just happier because they're getting more attention from the person that's caring for them. And another pro, obviously, is you can be home with your own kids. Now, I don't have any kids, but I know that this is a huge pro for a lot of in-home providers, and I know it's a big reason as to why a lot of people go into this. And if I did have my own kids, this is totally something that I would consider doing. I would totally consider that a pro, even though it doesn't apply to me. Now we'll jump into the cons. There are a few cons, and some of the pros contradict themselves with the cons. So number one, it takes up a lot of space in your house. It takes up space in your house, and you know, I have some things outside in the backyard. It takes up some of our laundry room, especially for some people who do in-home childcare use their entire house and they use their kitchen and stuff like that. We actually don't. I only use this space down here, back porch, and the backyard a little bit. I can see it being an issue if your entire house is taken up by kids' toys and kids' high chairs and things like that. I can see how that can definitely be a con. Working from home is also on my cons list. It was on my pros list, but it's also a con, especially here. We are in one room pretty much the whole day. I mean, yes, we transition, we go outside, we go on the porch, we come back in here, we go outside, we go on the porch, but I'm in the same room pretty much the entire day, especially if it's raining. We're really stuck in here. Even if you're using more than one room of your house to do this, you're still stuck in your house all day, and it can definitely make you a little stir crazy, and especially you don't have any other adults really to talk to. Another con is very long hours. I know in-home daycares that do like 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. or something like that, like crazy hours. I do 8 a.m. to 5 and occasionally 6 because I have a little boy who stays till 6 when he's here. But I'm telling you, like, even that is so long. I love it so much, but the hours are like, they're pretty long, they're intense. Kind of tying into the long hours, you don't get any breaks. At least I don't get any breaks. Some people have nap time at their in-home daycares, but my kids are all 3 and 4 years old. They don't take naps anymore. I don't get a break at all because my kids are awake the entire time. It's like so hard because like even if I have to go to the bathroom, like it's really tough to be able to just get to the bathroom. You have to buy all of your own supplies, snacks, crafts, toys. You have to buy everything yourself, so that could definitely be viewed as a con. And it all came out of my own pocket. Expenses don't stop there, like once your room is fully set up. If you have promised the parents that you're doing crafts and activities and things like that, you need to live up to that, and you need to be able to buy all your own crafts and your own supplies. If you have like an assistant or something, I have a couple assistants that I have if I have a lot of kids that day, and I have to pay them as well, so you know, it adds up. And the last thing I want to talk about is that your day also doesn't stop after the kids leave at 5 or 6 or 7 or whenever you close. The day ends at 5, but it really doesn't because you still have things to do. You're maintaining this whole thing by yourself. I spend that whole hour afterwards from 5 to 6 cleaning like everything in the room. Then I have to prep for the next day, and then I have to run errands after if I have to run to the food store for something. Like Friday was one of my little boy's birthdays, so I had to run and get him some cupcakes and stuff like that. Like there's always something to do. It pretty much takes up your whole life. I don't want to make it sound like it's a bad thing because I actually love what I'm doing, but it does take up a lot of your life, like a big chunk of it. That is all I have for the pros and cons. I know that I had quite a few cons on here, but I want to let you know that the pros, to me, like personally, heavily outweigh the cons. And I have literally the greatest group of kids. If you have any other questions or requests for videos to be made about in-home daycare, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see my next video. Bye guys!